Hi, everyone. My name is Shane Emily, and I'm the Deputy CEO of ICS, which is also known as the Island Conservation Society. The society promotes the conservation and restoration of island ecosystems, including the sustainable development of islands and raising awareness of their vulnerability, including their vital importance to the planet's biodiversity. ICS was established since 2001, and we have been operating on about 5 islands where we implement conservation programs endorsed by the Ministry of Agriculture, Climate Change, and Environment. Just to point out is that we are quite pleased to be sharing a bit more information about our turtle monitoring programs across the 5 islands where we operate to mark the 20th anniversary of the IOSEA Marine Turtle MOU and including the World Sea Turtle Day. So why do we do turtle monitoring? Firstly is for us to know what the nesting population is across various islands. And we also want to know if the populations are stable, increasing or decreasing. And thirdly, we also want to provide guidance on how best to manage the habitat. Example, developing lighting guidelines for hotels, including vegetation management at nesting beaches. Now, you would notice that I'm sharing a map, and then there's a table also on the map, which indicates the year that the long-term turtle monitoring started on all 5 islands. Just to point out, so there's a Reed Island, Silhouette, Desroches, Alphonse, and Farquhar, where we have established conservation centers and conducting the long-term turtle monitoring programs. As you would notice, our longest monitoring program started on the Reed in 1975, and we have been monitoring turtles on Silhouette for 15 years, Alphonse for 14 years, Desroches for 11 years, and Farquhar for 6 years. We also plan to set up monitoring programs on Cosmoledo, Astor, Marie-Louise, and Platte in the not too distant future. So how do we do turtle monitoring? We have permanent conservation staff living on these islands. And on most islands, what they do is that they will conduct daily patrols, which normally involves walking around the whole island each time. And this is very important so that we can be consistent in the frequent monitoring, so that we can gather accurate information and thereafter get accurate population estimates. While patrolling, the staff will count and measure turtle tracks. And the reason for that is for them to determine if it is a green or hawksbill turtle. They also measure and tag any turtles that are encountered. And the tags allow us to know if they return to the same beach for them to nest. What do we do with the information? So once the patrol is completed, data is then digitized and entered into our ecological database. And periodically, we will analyze the data and then present the results to all of our key stakeholders. Information is also disseminated through various channels. So we do from time to time provide an update on our social media pages, the newspaper, and any other means where we can raise a bit more awareness of our monitoring efforts across the islands. So what do we know so far about the nesting turtles on these islands? I will firstly focus on green turtles and thereafter the hawksbills. So as you will notice there on that slide, there is a table on the left-hand side providing information of the number of females nesting each year by island. And Reed Island, as you will notice there in the picture, has a small beach less than 1 kilometer long. And what we've noticed is that very few green turtles nest there, only around 1 turtle per year. As for Silhouette, the beach is about 4.2 kilometers long, with only 5 nesting green turtles. And then the outer islands have very long stretches of beach compared to the inner islands, and host healthy numbers of nesting green turtles. On the Roche, we've noticed that per year about 40 green turtles nest on the beaches, and then 130 nest in the Alphonse group, and a whopping 910 nest at Farquhar. Hawksbill turtle is my next focus for trying to highlight the data that we've collected so far. And what we've noticed is that there are about 20 nesting hawksbills on a reed island. And this has been recorded on an annual basis. And what we've noticed per year is that about 100 nesting females have been recorded on Silhouette. The population on the outer islands of Hawksbill is that it is fairly smaller compared to the inner islands, with numbers ranging between 25 to 75. Okay, as you will notice there in the table. And overall, just to conclude, is we can say that the inner islands are important for hawksbills, with the highest number of females nesting on Silhouette. Okay, and as for the outer islands, what we've noticed is that the outer islands are quite important for green turtles, with the highest number of females nesting on Farquhar. Now, in this video, you would notice that there is a hatchling making its way to the sea. And I remember quite well a few years back when we attended a special event to celebrate the Sea Turtle Festival. A group of kids sung a special song written by Birdsong and Eco Wonders. And it goes like that. I will read out the first verse. It says, "Here we go, wish us luck as we make our way across the sand to the sea. We've just hatched from our eggs, and the ocean water world is where we need to be." So at ICS, we strongly believe in turtle conservation, so that these words continue to resonate in our minds, to appreciate the fact that we want to see more hatchlings making their way indeed to the ocean, and then eventually develop to become adults and keep on reproducing, so that we can have a healthy population of hawksbill and green turtles across the islands. Thank you for your time, and do not hesitate to learn more about ICS and our conservation programs across all 5 islands on the websites indicated in this slide, and join us on social media. And thank you so much for your time, and have a lovely day.